What if there was a structure that protects your assets from creditors, bypasses forced inheritance rules, defers your taxes for decades, and transfers your wealth to the next generation tax-free? Today, we break down exactly how the combination of a Cyprus International Trust and PPLI makes this possible, and when it makes sense to use it. Here's the mistake many advisors make. They treat a Cyprus Trust and PPLI as alternatives. They're not. The Cyprus International Trust answers the question, who owns the assets and how do they pass on death? PPLI answers, how do those assets grow without being taxed every year? Run either one in isolation and you have a gap. The Cyprus International Trust is a statutory vehicle purpose-built for cross-border wealth planning, not just a standard offshore trust. 3 conditions apply at formation. The settlor must not be a Cyprus tax resident in the prior year, at least one trustee must be a licensed Cyprus entity, and at least one beneficiary must be non-resident. Crucially, these conditions apply only at formation. They don't prevent the family from later moving to Cyprus. 4 features set the CIT apart. No time limit. The trust runs indefinitely across generations. 4 enforced heirship rules are explicitly overwritten by statute, critical for French, Spanish, or Italian families. Beneficiaries are never publicly registered, and trust assets are legally segregated from the trustee's own estate, even in insolvency. A foreign court cannot set aside a transfer into a CIT unless it proves actual fraudulent intent, not suspicion, not constructive notice. The creditor challenge window is 2 to 3 years from the date of transfer. Assets moved more than 3 years before any claim arises have a structurally robust defense under Cyprus law. If all beneficiaries are non-resident, the CIT is fully exempt from Cyprus income tax and capital gains tax by statute. For Cyprus resident non-Dom beneficiaries, dividends and interest are taxed at 0% for up to 17 years. After that, the special defense contribution kicks in, which is exactly why the PPLI wrapper becomes critical at that stage. PPLI is an institutional-grade investment portfolio inside a regulated life insurance wrapper. During your lifetime, gains and income inside the policy accumulate without annual taxation. At death, the policy pays out a death benefit, typically income tax-free. When the beneficiary is a Cyprus International Trust, that payment enters the trust and distributes per the deed, bypassing individual beneficiary tax analysis entirely. The insurer, not you, owns the underlying investment account. You own the policy's cash value, which tracks portfolio performance minus costs. Because you have no direct ownership of the assets, there is no annual tax event. You are taxed only when you withdraw, surrender, or die. Every deferred year means the full pre-tax return stays in the portfolio and compounds. In Model 1, the trust is the policyholder, the most integrated structure, single governance layer. In Model 2, the investor holds the policy directly during their lifetime, with the CIT named as death benefit beneficiary, simpler to administer. In Model 3, the CIT funds individual PPLI policies for each family member in different countries, designed for multi-generational distribution across multiple tax environments. The CIT handles ownership, creditor protection, forced heirship override, and privacy. The PPLI handles tax deferral during life and an efficient transfer at death. Together, they deliver succession control that neither achieves alone. The death benefit enters the trust and distributes per the deed, across any number of beneficiaries in any jurisdiction. For a Cyprus Non-Dom, this is the most efficient combination available. 0 tax on dividends, interest, capital gains, and inheritance. For an Israeli investor, the key is sequencing. Genuine Cyprus residency for 2 to 3 years before forming the trust, or the Israeli tax authority will challenge it. For a UAE resident expecting to relocate to Spain or Germany, the time to build the structure is now, before the new residency creates a tax liability. A family with $22 million relocating from Israel to Cyprus. Their dividend income was taxed at 33% in Israel, roughly $170,000 per year. After establishing genuine Cyprus residency over 2 years, they formed a CIT and placed $18 million into a Maltese PPLI held by the trust. Tax on investment income inside the structure? 0. Annual saving? Around $160,000. Break-even on setup costs reached in year 2. 4 risks require active management. Substance. If the trustee rubber stamps decisions or the investor directs every trade, tax authorities will reclassify the structure. CFC rules in Germany, France, Austria, and Israel can pierce the policy wrapper entirely. A CFC analysis is mandatory before setup. The 17-year non-dom clock? Start planning the transition before year 14, not after. And above $20 million, consider splitting across 2 insurers to limit counterparty exposure. The CIT and PPLI combination is strongest for internationally mobile investors with $5 million or more, meaningful portfolio income, and forced heirship exposure. It is particularly powerful when used to pre-position before a move to a high-tax jurisdiction. It does not work as a tax shortcut. Genuine independent governance is non-negotiable. If this matches your situation, the right starting point is a coordinated analysis, a Cyprus trust practitioner, a PPLI provider, and an independent tax advisor in your home jurisdiction. Thank you for watching.